What's up, guys? Welcome to a Reseller's Life. Let me know in the chat if it's not working, but I'm going to get straight into it. This is the 7 reasons why I will never quit reselling. And also, I'll give you the number 1 reason I hate reselling. And it's kind of a reality for people who want to do full-time reselling or part-time, which I'll go over at the end. But number 1 is the great side income. This is why I'm never going to quit reselling. You can find home runs. You can really start to understand markets. The thrill of hunting, which is number 2, of finding things is really, really, really fulfilling. The reason behind that is you can learn a lot about Americana. You can learn a lot about history. You can find really powerful stuff that is, has a history behind it. So it's really fun. And for me, I enjoy finding the stuff that has, is people are willing to pay triple or quadruple the value of. And I just find that very, very fulfilling. So as an example, if you look at a Rolex watch, let's say you have a Paul Newman Rolex watch, maybe it retailed for $2,000, and now because of the demand, it's worth $250,000. Why is that? I find that extremely interesting. So number 1 is the amazing ability to earn an income. I bought a pair of Apple shoes for 50 cents and sold it for 2,500. There really is no occupation that does that. And then number 2, the treasure hunting element. For me, I really enjoy finding really cool stuff and then flipping it back into the world. That's really powerful. Now, that being said, I definitely don't wish retail arbitrage even to my worst enemy. I think that retail arbitrage, as far as like going into a Home Depot and not knowing what's in the clearance section and just scanning every single item to find a profit, that's a little bit soulless, and I think that that's really challenging. That part of reselling is not the number 1 reason I don't like it, but there is an ability right there to earn an income immediately, especially if you find a market that hasn't completely tanked yet. You might get lucky and find a market that is on clearance in your area because of wherever you live, and it's valuable online, and that's a beautiful thing. And that gets into my number 3 thing, which is being able to put your pulse on the live market is absolutely mind-blowing. It's the number 1 skill. If you guys are in the chat right now, please smash the like button. I'll address the questions at the end. It looks like the stream is working okay. This is the number 1 skill, and it cannot be replaced by a robot. Understanding what sells well and how a platform works gives you tremendous confidence. Once I learned eBay, I learned Poshmark, I learned Amazon, and now I feel really confident that even if these platforms go away, whatever the new website is, I can go on there, figure out how it works, figure out what's trending, and then go back and re-engineer where to find those items. I have that skill, so that's incredibly powerful. For those of you who are learning about how reselling works, this skill of finding things of lower value and selling on a market for a higher value will give you insane confidence. If you look at resellers who have been doing it for a while, they're not really worried about the platform because it's the same process on a different platform. If all online platforms die, they will learn how to sell at a flea market. They'll learn how to sell at the local fair. They'll figure out a way to sell the items. But truly, the ability to find something below market and flip it for a higher process, that skill is incredible. Once you have that, you're going to have this great sense of security. You can also do it at any age. And more people are learning how to do this online. And I'm going to give you guys a site that you can use to find stuff like this, which is auctionzip.net. Auctionzip.net. Somebody put that in the chat for people to find. You can go on there and bid on lots, and depending on how skilled you are, you can turn $100 into $1,000. There's obviously fees and sorting involved with that, but you can, with experience and expertise, learn how to pick which lot and earn money from that. Okay, the next thing is, once you start reselling, you really stop overpaying for things because you understand the exact value of items. You understand that a cast iron cookware, right? It is, let's say it's Repriceer. That brand may sell retail for $200 to $500. You can find one pre-owned online or locally thrifting. You can pay between $10 and $50 for that cast ironware. Use it for 5 or 10 years. Take great care of it. and sell it at the same amount that you paid for, or even earn a profit. It's not uncommon for resellers to basically not lose money on anything they do. You can get a $100,000 wardrobe if you want for $2,000 or even less if you thrift the whole thing. You start to really understand what things are worth. And the best example of this for me is going back to my Rolex example. If you guys have ever flipped a Gucci watch, you'll see that a Gucci watch might be retail $2,000 and it might resell for 90. It might lose 92% of its value as soon as you put it on, because they're not known for making timepieces. It's just branding. They've hyped up the brand. And so resellers, once you've been doing it for a while, you don't fall for the hype. You don't need to be the first person to own something, because you recognize the value is just in being the first person to own it. And then you start to realize, wow, the person that has the iPhone 12 next year, the person who buys the very first iPhone 12 will pay quadruple the price to be the first person and be able to say that. The first iPhone 12 in North America, I had it. It's in my pocket right now. Somebody's willing to pay a premium for that. And understanding that really, really helps you not overpay for things. And that's really important, because I feel like where I live, let me know in the chat if this is true for you. Income is either minimum wage or really, really high pay. You either earn over 100,000 or you earn under 20,000. There's really no difference. Everything that's cheap is either being automated or given to somebody else. You'll see people like that have a job and they'll get rid of somebody and add their job to somebody else's responsibilities. I don't know if you guys have experienced this where you live, but here in the Bay Area, they're really getting rid of the lower end jobs. It's not uncommon. At the Walmart closest to my unit, there are 12 check stands and only one teller. Everything is automated. You go in and you check yourself out, which is ridiculous. This is a person on top approving, which is insane. But anyway, not overpaying for things I think is really powerful. You're going to need a lot less money to live a good life. You can have a pretty, I would say you can live a six-figure lifestyle on 40 or 50 grand now if you just buy pre-owned. If you're willing to buy a 6 to 8 year old car, you can still have the brand with most of the joy still intact. And it depends on what you're looking for. If you're looking for the newest buzz, you're probably not going to be happy as a reseller. But if you're okay with getting the value of the piece, reselling is fantastic for you. Number 5 is sustainability. I didn't know this. Maybe you guys in the chat knew this or don't know this. Smash the like button if you knew this, and smash the like button if you didn't know it. But that is the fact that 90% of donated items are actually landfilled. I didn't know that. Goodwill, where I live, if you go to the bins in Millbrae, it's one of the most expensive Goodwill outlets in the world. The Goodwill of San Francisco, they were doing like 100 to 200,000 a month in their eBay store. Like their eBay store was a 7-figure store. That's how much good stuff is donated in San Francisco, where I live. That place, they throw away like semi trucks of stuff every day. Like semi full tractor trailer stuff gets landfilled, and this is after they have all those people who send the stuff to third world countries. So it goes to the thrift store. If it doesn't sell within like a week, it goes to the bins. People at the bins, there's only a few people at the bins buying this stuff. Then there's the consolidators who buy the stuff that the people at the bins don't buy. It gets shipped overseas, or it goes into the trash, or it's incinerated. That's insane. So one of the reasons why I like reselling is I'm kind of a minimalist now. I like the idea of less but better. I have really expensive stuff, but not very much of it. And the stuff that I buy, usually buy it pre-owned, and I can sell for really close to what I paid for it. So I like the sustainability movement, being intentional about what you buy. And if you resell for a while, you really start to understand that. Okay, number 6 is the community aspect. Now, this is going to lead into why I hate reselling, but number 1 is the online community for reselling is fantastic. It's amazing. It's really easy to unfollow people that you don't like, really easy to follow people you like. You can DM or direct message people that you like and become friends with them. I would say a lot of my closest friends are actually resellers. 4 of them came to my wedding. I just posted a picture on my Instagram because I am like love level with some of these resellers. It's amazing, right? You can find people with the online community who will tell you how to grade something, what something is worth, like how to sell it, what keywords, all of that is available online for free from your online community. If you guys want to join my Discord, I'll give it to you for free. There's like 900 people in there talking. Just email me tonight or leave a comment with how to contact you. I'll send you a free membership. Normally I charge $12 for life, but that community takes care of itself. It's awesome. And you can join my Discord group of people who are just willing to help you for free. The online community is incredible, and I've met really some lifelong friends in this community, and I love it. I love that part of it. Okay, number 7, before I get into why I hate it, and then let me know in the chat why you like reselling or why you dislike reselling. But number 7 is you really start to understand what's high quality durable and what's low quality disposable. So on my example with the Repriceer cast iron cookware, that stuff lasts forever. There's actually, I don't know if you guys know this, there's no grading system for cast iron. All cast iron is the same. So the enamel covered cast iron that's made by Amazon is only $20 to $50, and it's almost the same thing as Repriceer that sells for $200 to $400. There's no different grading level for cast iron. It's all fake. The marketing is fake. So you can get that stuff for between, let's say, $20 to $100 brand new, or you can get the Repriceer brand pre-owned for $50 to $150 pre-owned. But that stuff lasts forever. It's really high quality. You really only need one for your whole lifetime. You can actually pass it down to your kids. Compare that to like a Tefal cheap one that you get at Costco for $17.99. That's literally how much they are, $17.99. And you probably can't even donate that to a Goodwill because there's so much of it. They're just immediately going to landfill it because no one's going to pay $6 for it at Goodwill when it's $17.99 brand new. Okay, so you really start to understand what's high quality durable, what's low quality trash. And if you guys get a chance, go to Amazon ASD. It's in Las Vegas. It's free. And they have 1 million brand new products for sale. Okay, and 99% of it is low quality garbage. Okay, it's going straight into the landfill. You can't even thrift it. When the thrift store says no, then you obviously have a trash product. Okay, like it's not even worth Goodwill to take it in for free. Then you have a piece of trash. Okay, so these are the 7 reasons why I will always resell. Number 1, great side income. Number 2, I love the treasure hunt and learning about history. Number 3, the skill of learning what's valuable in the market transfers to every single position in life. Number 4, you never overpay for anything. Number 5, sustainability. Number 6, online community. Number 7, you start to understand what's high quality and low quality trash. And everyone in the chat has definitely went to the thrift store and picked something up and been like, whoa, this is good quality before even seeing the brand. Okay, so once you get that skill, you just gotta you create this discerning eye in life, and I love it. Okay, now I'm gonna get into the number 1 thing I hate about reselling, and that is I have never felt more lonely and more disconnected ever, than right now. I don't know if you guys feel the same way. I've resold full time now for 2+ years. I've never felt more weird and lonely than right now by myself. The market is a cold, hard master. It does not care about your feelings. Okay, the market is just this amount of people want to buy this thing. That's it. It's cold as ice. Okay, the people who make the most money reselling are online all day behind a computer screen 16 hours a day, understanding the market and where to get those products. Here's an exact example. I put Gizmo, the gremlin, on my Instagram today, and I think Gizmo is super cute, and I bought one, right? And there's like 40 other people today who bought one, and they sell all the time. And the movie is, I think the movie is like 20 years old, and that toy continues to sell. And somebody wrote on Instagram, where can I buy that at a discount to earn a profit? And I'm like, bingo. That's the question that you need to answer if you want to be a reseller. But the reality is actually finding out the answer to that is just like hanging out by yourself, knocking on doors, emailing distribution companies. Hey, what do I have to do? Who do I have to talk to get this distribution network to open so I can sell gizmos on my eBay store? And that part of it, being by myself, is totally not my personality. I like being around people. I like working in teams. I really miss the corporate environment where I worked as in a profession. When you work in a profession, it's different than a job. I get that. I need to clarify that. I always say that I recommend people keep a job, but what I really mean is I recommend you keep a profession because there's respect for professions. Doctors, lawyers, salespeople, bankers, salespeople to a certain degree. Some people think salespeople are sleazy. Marketing, when you are a occupation, a profession, people respect you a little bit more, much higher than reseller. But I miss the watering hole. I miss going to Wendy's and complaining about something at work. You can't do that in reselling. If you complain, people just think you're whiny. And there's really no reason to complain if you're a reseller because you control your own occupation. And I feel a little bit weird because everyone in the generation before me, my parents, pretty much had one occupation their entire life. I don't know if you guys in the chat had the same thing, but they just did one thing. My parents owned a restaurant, and they did that their entire life. Not one time did they say, does this job make me happy? That's like a millennial thing. No, they didn't. They never even talked about that. They just did their job for their whole life. But now, it's like I'm not even sure eBay is going to be around in 5 years, and eBay is huge. It's the second largest company, and I feel like it's possible eBay sells their marketplace to a different company. Like, they're not doing a good job, in my opinion, of attracting young people. I consider myself a young person, and the community part of eBay only targets people over 50 years old. I don't know why that is, but they don't do anything for people under 30. And when you're an entrepreneur trying to make your living, this doesn't exist. Didn't exist before. Okay, like, can you imagine your parents right now if they said, I'm just going to be a freelancer and do some writing on the side, take a couple of gigs, drive a little Uber, deliver a few meals, do some grocery delivery for Amazon? That's not an occupation, right? But you can do that now. As long as you have a car, you are an entrepreneur. You can now do whatever you want all day long. But I don't think that's a good thing. Okay, I've never felt more weird than right now in this digital world. And I felt like this from day one. From day one, I'm like, how do I do this? I contacted Luke, Endless Entrepreneur. Shout out to Luke. Jason Sloan, he used to be Prof Sales. I was like, you know what? I need to be friends with these online people. I started watching Rockstar Flipper's channel, Rake and Profit. I'm like, these are my new friends, but they're not really my friends. They're just people on the internet that I kind of connect with. We do the same thing. Eventually, those people did become my friends. Like, I called Steve Rakin today because I'm like, bro, I'm having an existential crisis. I've been by myself in my storage unit for 5 hours. I'm losing my mind. So I called him and he's like, bro, this is the life of an entrepreneur, bro. It's like up and down, and you're by yourself most of the time. That's just how it is. But I can't help but envy people like Rally Roots, Portland Pickers, Renzi Now. I look at these husband and wife couples and I'm just like, that seems nice, having somebody to talk to all day that's not just working for you. Like, obviously my contractors I could talk to, but like, they're like, why are you in my space? Get out of my space. They don't want to talk to me. So I'm just like literally hanging out by myself all day. Creating content is interesting, but honestly, it's like I'm trying to create content that fits the market. I want to get stuff that's useful for my audience and slowly grow it. And I've opted to not be the clickbait person, even though I think I would be good at that. I'm trying to avoid doing that because I'm trying to really be valuable, provide tips that are useful for people, do my best to provide content that's useful. So that's what I mean by being dedicated to serving the market. I am dedicated to serving the market. I want to provide the best reselling content. I want to find the products that sell the best. I am dedicated to that. It's just that I'm by myself all day. So I'm by myself right now, and I'm telling you guys, talking to you people in the chat, like it's cool, okay, but I would rather talk to somebody in person. I have a mastermind group. That's amazing, okay? There's people in there every single day. We meet Monday through Friday, 6 in the morning. If you guys want to join, it's awesome. We all have our goals. but every person on the chat has their video turned off. It's just me talking to myself every single day. Okay, and it's just a little bit weird because I hear all this input from people. This person's doing amazing, this person's doing amazing, this person's doing amazing, but I don't see their face. No face. I get more than 90 emails a day. Chris, I'm with my family. You're awesome. We earned a little extra money for our baby. Cool. Earn a little extra money from my college graduation. Awesome. Or somebody's putting, Chris, I'm really not making, reselling is not really working for me. And I'm like, okay, maybe we can look at what's working, what's not working. But the thing is, I don't see any of these people in person. I don't know. It's like Robin Williams said, maybe if you guys relate, smash that like button. But Robin Williams said, being lonely is not the worst thing in the world. Being lonely in a room full of people is the worst thing in the world. I got that little nugget from the Posh Hanger. I called Monica today right after I called Steve Rakin because talking to Steve wasn't good enough because Steve is not here. He's in Connecticut. So I called up Monica and she's like, okay, calm down. We'll hang out next week, go to Posh Fest, see some people in real life, and then come back and we'll do a Bay Area meetup and try to like pump you back up again. And I like being around people. Like one more shout out for Kristen and Kevin, Voyage is a Verb on Instagram. They work in like this entrepreneur compound where there's all these people in their shop making stuff, makers, creators. That's pretty awesome. So if you guys know, before I did reselling, I tried to make an app. Okay, so the app was called Lot Logistics. It immediately failed. What it was an app so managers at car dealerships could monitor all the different salespeople and see what they're doing. They're like, hey, Jamie, you only made 2 calls today. What's your problem? Hey, Todd, you said that you're going to meet up with this person, but the algorithm says you weren't doing anything. It says you were on Facebook. We were trying to create this big brother system for car dealerships to monitor their salespeople because they really don't know what salespeople are doing. It's like 12 cats that are doing whatever they want, and managers have no way to help them. So we tried to make the app. The app didn't work, but my point is, I worked in a co-working space called Next Space in San Jose, and there were 30 people in there making their dreams come true. Like, we're making an app that is the Uber of dry cleaning, whatever. All those people were in there doing stuff, and I really, really, really enjoyed working in there. Everybody was doing their own thing. There's a lot of happy hours, a lot of commingling, and I enjoyed the crap out of that. But that being said, no one in those spaces makes any money, okay? Because when you're trying to invent something, it's really hard, okay? Trying to create something from nothing. When you're trying to create Uber, all your friends think you're an idiot, and no one trusts you anymore, and you lose all your friends because you're working on it so much. So it's just really weird. Okay, working by yourself is very weird. Okay, all day, every day, the last couple of years since 2014, it's just been me and my cell phone. And I've been doing these digital hiatuses where I don't use my phone. I feel so weird. I'm just like in this abyss. And it's like I don't even need mushrooms or drugs because it's so odd and so unnatural to be on this thing all day that when you take a break from it, well, it's like you disconnect and you just, I don't know, it's so weird. But I'm going to look at the comment section now. I just spilled my beer, which is really sad. Let's see here. Okay, I will have Beat the Bush back on because Beat the Bush is my neighbor. Okay, let's get back into the chat. Check out people. Sorry for taking so long to get into this. What's up, people? Number one reason why you hate it is because it doesn't promise you a solid number. Very true, guys. You can get a much more solid income from a regular job or profession. The hunt is awesome. Family Flips, what's up? Just in time, what's going on? Cheddarfish, thank you for joining me. Fashion Cat, what's up? Fashion Cat loves the hunt. Awesome. Fashion Cat will pay full price sometimes for designer. I don't have an issue with that. I like paying full price because I like giving the entrepreneur the money. That's just me, though. Somebody comes up with a good thing, I want to support them. So I know how hard it is to start a business. when somebody says, hey, I'm trying to get $40 for this thing, if you explain to me why it's worth $40 and I think it's reasonable, I'll probably buy it from you. I think salespeople are the easiest people to sell stuff to. Let's see. You're thrifting today. Awesome. What's up, Alex? Are pawn shops a good strategy? It depends. My buddy Prince was on the phone all day calling pawn shops looking for 7 specific items or something like that. That's a good way to approach it because pawn shops typically pawn the same kind of things. So definitely it makes sense. So Chandra is saying Portland is $15 an hour. It's $15 an hour here too. Guys, let me know in the chat if you think this is crazy or not. Definitely smash the like button if you're listening. Here, the Chick-fil-A near my storage unit, the starting pay is $18.50. $18.50. How many resellers do you know that don't earn $18.50 an hour? They can work at Chick-fil-A, have a spicy sandwich, although it may not align with their morals, but damn, that is a very, very high starting wage. $18.50 an hour to be a cashier at Chick-fil-A. Man, that's crazy. The only luxury car you would own is a Lexus. I have one on rental car. It's phenomenal. That's my best performing car is the Lexus RX 50. Rents the most often, and it's all-wheel drive. And in the Bay Area, it's pretty rare to have an all-wheel drive car for people to rent. So people take it up to Tahoe all the time. What's up, Atlanta Picker? Less but better, guys. I'm gonna get that tattoo on my arm. Less but better. It's just my motto for life. See, Jeff says he can turn $10 into $400. Agreed. There's no other business in the world where you can do that. Auto hacks, awesome. Resellings, that's awesome. So Auto hacks is doing this would work. You could work 9 months and take 3 months off as a reseller easily. Just take the summer off. Christopher Woods, what's up? He likes reselling because of my max. Yes, that's true. In reselling, the more you work, usually the more you earn. Guys, let me know if the stream is good because I've never tried OBS for streaming. I think it's probably pretty good, but I don't know. I've never tried this before. Chris wants to join the group. Email me, chris@dailyrefinement.com. I'll let you try the group for free to try it, see if you like it. And if you like it, you can continue on. Anybody that wants to join the mastermind group to try it, we meet at 6 in the morning, Monday through Friday, Pacific Standard Time. Anybody can try it and see if you enjoy the camaraderie each morning. I will tell you, though, most people don't show their face because they're shipping or they're working. So they're not. And the thing is, like, that's good, though. It's better than nothing. Let's see. Oh, guys, I guess the emails are being blocked. So actually email me, chris@dailyrefinement.com. Steel City Style saying it's super lonely. I think so too. Gremlins is mid 80s. Dang, that's a long time ago. But I like the movie Gremlins. So I bought a Gizmo today. So I don't regret it at all. Even though I'm a minimalist, I think it's a cool toy. Aaron, if you want to join the Discord group, just email me and put in the title 7 reasons. I'll send you the link to join for free. Ortho says profession. Yeah, no clue collar. Blue collar occupations are I mean, I love all occupations. I just think that a lot of blue collar occupations will disappear. You're a professional to prepare. Oh, Steel City Style prefers to be by herself. I respect that. I don't, though. So I don't know exactly what to do here. I'm in this weird world where I know I don't want to work by myself, but I'm in a company where I work by myself. So the world is changing. You see big box stores going out of business. That's true. But companies like Office Max, I feel like are going to be around forever because they're just the distribution center for their online. Nobody is in Office Max, but they don't go out of business because they still deliver office supplies. Marie says that she loves the relationship she's built over the years. I agree. She's been to the Caribbean with some resellers. That's amazing. If I didn't find my wife before reselling, I probably would have married one. How would I feel if Facebook bought eBay? Dude, Zuckerberg is he is like efficient to the point where it's criminal. Okay, so he probably not a good person to run eBay because he's evil, but it would explode. Like Facebook Marketplace is amazing. Like it's really, really, really good. So imagine if he was going to earn income from it. That guy is insane. Natural Growth says she is an introvert. Yeah. I personally am an ENTJ. on that, whatever that is called. I think it's called Myers-Briggs. My wife is an INTJ. So Fashion Cat loves the solitude, but you do like to socialize sometimes. I agree. I do feel like a crazy cat lady right now. Melissa has a 16-month-old that she gets to talk to. That's the thing with kids. I like kids, but I don't have really meaningful conversations with them because they don't have any life experience yet. They were just born. I'm not even mad at them for not having life experience. They just don't have any. Serena, what's up? Facebook would totally screw up as running. I don't think so. I think that Facebook doesn't need to earn a profit. Facebook would just make eBay the best marketplace first, then monetize later. That's just my opinion. Because Zuckerberg is trying to take over the world. He's not just, he's like Jeff Bezos. Thank you, Family Flips. Gigi says get a dog. I like dogs, but I just can't. I like people more than dogs. No offense to dogs. Dogs are cool. I just like people more. Let me know in the chat if you like people more than dogs or dogs more than people. NorCal Hobby Shop says he or she is down to have coffee with me. Sweet. Email me. Actually, you have emailed me before. Just email me again, and this time I'll actually meet up with you because I'm feeling very weird right now. Jeff, I will have Francis Beat the Bush. I'll have him on my channel again. He's very busy because he's retired, so like it's very hard to get a hold of him, but I will hang out with him. He's very cool. He's awesome. BC's BBQ says, you're doing your best to take eBay more seriously and turn it into a full-time business. Awesome. But remember, I don't recommend that. I recommend making $2,000 to $5,000 in 20 hours and really taking advantage of the best opportunities near you and then not doing it full-time. But if you want to do it full-time, I recommend that too. Like just below part-time side hustle, I recommend below that eBay business if you want to do it. The reason why I don't recommend it full-time is because it's lonely. It's hard to be by yourself all day. Let's see. Can I go on for an hour? Oh, yeah. People like... yeah, I get that message all the time. Chris, you are the best shipping background music. I'll take it. It's a compliment. Dogfish IPA. I haven't tried it. Nature Girl says I need a boxer. Boxers are pretty cool. Why don't I create the same environment for have other maybe I don't is this rude? I don't want to hang out with beginners in like not always. Like I enjoyed the sales environment because it was all sharks. Like and even better for me is when it's a mix of male and female sharks. All male sharks is really annoying because it's like a dick measuring contest all day, and that's like it's cool for a minute, but then it's like you recognize that you get the amount of value that you put into it when you're working in sales. So it's like at a certain point, especially if you're in tech sales or you sell expensive stuff, everyone's making a lot of money. So there's really showing off is so stupid to me because it's just kind of dumb. So I like being in the environment where you're pushing each other and we're sort of at the same level. I do like people who are beginners or people who are just starting out. I just not every single day. Get yourself a real husky. Yeah, I know. Huskies are really cool. A lot of people are recommending dogs. Yeah, I know. Quan. I just hung out with Quan. We just had pho, and he's saying he doesn't feel special anymore. But man, that was some delicious pho. Quan also gave me some honey. And he didn't let me pay. I will pay next time. He's not going to get away with that again. But the thing is, like, it's cool meeting up with people in the flesh. Like, I don't know how to explain it. It's just incredible. Jeremy is saying $16 an hour minimum wage in Seattle. $18.50 is the minimum wage at Chick-fil-A where I live. They say Chick-fil-A is anti. Yeah, I reckon. I said that. Like your morality might take a hit if you work for Chick-fil-A, but also it's like the what's that guy's name? There's a comedian that talks about that. Like he really likes X person, these kind of people, but he also really likes chicken. So he's kind of like, what do I do? Do I do what my moral compass says, or do I do what my tummy says? Swimmerization says no one works at the swimming pool for $12 an hour. Yeah, I agree with that. Justin says that he earns $100 an hour, and the more you make, the more you need. Hey, I used to be like that until now. Now I just buy good stuff one time, and I don't like decision fatigue. Like, I think if I had 5 cars, I would be miserable because I'd be like, where do I park these things? They depreciate like crazy. It's a weird problem where no one would feel bad for you. Like, earning too much money does not gain the sympathy of anybody. Do I recommend an iPad Pro 3rd generation on eBay? No, I do not recommend you use an iPad at all. Just use a computer and a camera, and or a camera or phone to get the phone into your pictures into your computer. You cannot list faster on an iPad or a phone than a computer. It's impossible. I mean, it's a keyboard versus your finger. It's totally different. Chandra rocked Gucci and Burberry in the office. Amazing. Bought both at the bins. Here's the thing. Some Gucci and some Burberry is actually high quality. Some is garbage, like the wristwatches. A Burberry watch, garbage. Like, I'd rather wear a G-Shock than a Burberry watch, but I'd rather wear a Burberry scarf than, you know what I mean. David says you bought your first pallet today. Nice. I love it. You got to start bulk buying at some point. Let's see here. 200,000. Wow, 200. Somebody's complaining about 290,000 miles on their car. You must drive a Japanese car. I don't think there's any American cars that last that long. Guys, fun fact, we took in as a trade-in the original Lexus sold in California. It had 510,000 miles. And the guy had a bunch of stuff on the car was original. 510,000 miles. LS, the original one in Lexus is like 20-something years old. And Lexus, the company, bought it back. They're like, this is incredible. The first one in California, they paid him $5,000 for it. So that is incredible. So have I ever tried shrooms? Yeah, I have. I have tried shrooms. And it was the best thing ever. I originally thought the first time I did mushrooms, why am I an entrepreneur? I could just eat mushrooms in the forest by myself and never come out. Forget society. I could just be one with the world. Mushrooms is really cool. I highly recommend mushrooms, even if it demonetizes this video. I just think it's a good experience. I personally don't do them at all anymore, but I did enjoy my time with them, and I like it. Lynn says 1850 is still matchbox living. I agree, but if you're living at home and you're a 16-year-old kid, 1850 is not bad. The posh lady says that she feels burned out. She takes a break. You know, that's cool. Let's see here. Wow, sorry. I'm really behind on the chat. Good tip, make connections with other resellers. Yes, I agree with that. Duncan is saying make connections with people who have the same niche. Very powerful. It's also powerful to make connections with people who have a different niche. So as an example, my buddy Ahmad, he got restricted on eBay. He got suspended. He was doing $110,000 a month and eBay suspended him. So he was screwed. He had like $250,000 worth of inventory. His friend was in the same niche and offered to buy it from him. Like, bro, I know you're freaking out right now. If you want, I'll buy the inventory from you for what you paid for it. And that way you're not stuck with this problem. So he bought the inventory from him. And then a few weeks later, he got his account back. And that guy sold the inventory back to him at the same price and said, look, bro, you just owe me one. This could happen to anybody. We got to stick together. And I don't want anybody else coming into the outlet and taking over our niche. So very powerful. Very rarely are you going to have enough money to control the market. So it's really nice to keep your enemies closer. And they also fix the prices so they don't sell for too cheap. I'm going to skip a bunch of stuff down. The only reason you're going to school is to take time off from reselling. Good point. There's a lot of resellers. Shout out to Bartek. I don't know if he's listening. He did a coaching call with me. I will do a one-on-one call. It's $110 an hour. If you guys want my one-on-one consulting, you can get it at patreon.com/dailyrefinement. I'll give you a refund if you're not happy with it. But what we're going to do on it is determine your overarching goal. How much money do you want to make? I'm going to give you we're going to come up with a 4-stage plan to hit it, and then your action plan. And if you want to continue it week after week, some people do that. But again, I just want to give you the action plan, then you go execute it. I really don't want to take your money over a long period of time. I just want to get you laser focused and then you get back to your work. But people are great. College students are great at reselling, and maybe that is a reason, because they can actually take a physical break and go to class. Whereas when you're reselling by yourself all day, you don't need to take a break. You're doing the Q4 challenge. Yes, the Q4 challenge is pretty straightforward. List 4 times a week. I outline it in my reseller field guide below. You list 4 times a week. If you get up to the point where you list 10 items 4 times a week, that's a healthy $2 to $5 grand profit if you know how to sell things. So I have to put that asterisk, because you can't just list crap. You've got to list stuff that's actually going to sell. Yeah, email me if you want to come up and have a cup of coffee. That would be awesome. Sharks make you stronger. I like sharks. The future of blue jobs. There's a job. Yeah, there's an app for that. That's a good way to put it. Elliott says it's not rude. Yeah, I mean, I just, the environment that I enjoyed the most was sort of the boiler room environment, where you go out and hunt and then you come back and you talk about what happened. Like, as an example, when you're closing a bigger deal, right, it takes a long time. You've got to talk to a lot of different people, and it's just like the satisfaction of knowing this deal took 10 different people's work to get into to close a deal. It's just like a huge piece. It's a huge puzzle, and I like talking to people in it and saying, okay, what is the thing that we're working on? What is it? And you get different ideas, and then you go back into the ring and you try to close the deal. Nancy volunteers once a week. Oh yeah, that's a good point. Iron sharpens iron. That's a fantastic saying. I might buy those Steph Curry shoes again. Steph Curry has a proverb on his shoes, and I think that's a proverb. Iron sharpens iron. That's a really sweet pair of shoes. I'm gonna buy it again. Christopher dropped promoted sales. I haven't been doing promoted sales. I just sold a $110 Sony Walkman today. Not promoted. I get all the money. Matthew is saying get out of the city. So this is kind of crazy. Let me know in the chat what you think. My wife is being potentially recruited by a big company, and they offered her twice the pay. So I could be moving out of California, which is very interesting. Get a dog, just don't get 7. Yeah, I could get 1 dog. I like, you know what I think is a funny looking dog? The golden retriever Corgi. So it looks like a golden retriever, but it has short legs. Very funny. Your dogs go out picking with you. That's very cool. Let me know in the chat if you guys bring your pet. Maybe at Posh Fest I can try this. I really want to go thrifting in a van with all of the seats filled with kids. I really think I would be okay to control them, but again, I have no parenting experience, so I feel like they would give me, I don't know if they would eat me alive or they would give me a little bit of slack, because I don't know what I'm doing as a parent. Michael's asking if I'm still putting together teams for Amazon. No, but I am for eBay. What program do I recommend for bookkeeping? QuickBooks. 1 credit card, 1 bank account. That's in the beginning of this series. It's like episode 2 or 3 or something. I go over how I keep track of books. Yeah, Justin, email me on the store review thing. Nature Girl's talking about List Perfectly. I do the same thing as List Perfectly with my own software, but List Perfectly is great. I'm a fan of Teresa Cox. If you guys have any questions, reach out to her. Big T. Is that her nickname? Maybe that's not a flattering nickname. You have not sourced a thing since July. Amazing. The art of the hunt. Yeah, I love the art of the hunt. I love it. It's fun. You have not sourced since July. I think you're always supposed to be sourcing when you're a reseller, because that's your job. The reselling part is the buying part. The listing and photography and describing part is not, like, that's part of reselling, but it's like not interesting to me. If you could just look through deals all day, I think that would be the most enlightening. What's a basic hustler? Yes, the items that resell have a full circle. That's a great way to put it, Justin. Let's see. Move to no income tax. Yeah, good point. Good point. Maybe move to Florida or to Nevada. I mean, I have some really good friends in Vegas, so maybe I'll move there. Oksana, what's up from Detroit? Oksana, are you the Oksana in the commercials that Kevin David guy promotes? He's like, this is Oksana. She went from $0 to $700,000 a month on FBA. You can do it too. Just buy my $2,000 course. Maybe that Oksana is in the chat. So if anybody wants to do $700,000 a month in sales, hit Oksana up. Wait, people are talking about my fantasies. I forgot which one. I have a lot, so you need to be more specific. It's a great last name. Am I a programmer? I'm not a programmer, but I learned how to do macros using AutoHotkey and Keyboard Maestro. Those programs were awesome. I really like programming. It's fun. But I'm not an engineer like that. What was my highest priced item I've ever sold to date? I sold on eBay. I sold the Lexus LFA. That was $419,000. We sold a Hummer H1 for $62,000. So 2 cars are the most expensive things I've sold on eBay. Actual things, Apple shoes sold for $2,500. Probably could have got more. I think that's it. I sold numerous items at the 1,000 level, but not more than that. Don't take kids to the thrift store. Yeah, that's true. The listing is the grunt work. It's okay. I do think, okay, I'm going to say something that's important. I think you guys should write it down. All work has value. I don't think we should devalue certain jobs because it pisses people off. Not that I'm trying to be PC about work here, but all jobs are meaningful. So if you treat work like that, like this work is meaningful, I'm going to do it. The bookkeeping is meaningful. The listing is meaningful. Then you'll stop thinking of it like, I hate the listing. Then, of course, you're not going to do it. So just think of it as everything has a purpose. All of it needs to get done. You need to do an overhaul of your store. Too much junk and not enough good stuff. Yeah, what I would do is just slowly get in the habit of getting rid of the lower stuff and putting in good stuff. And that habit never stops. It just continues. BGE, fire the lowest 10% of your store every single month. Fire them. And it's cheaper to throw them away than to rehabilitate them. That sounds weird, right? But it's actually cheaper to donate the bottom 10% of your store than to fix it because you're going to learn not to do that again. And it's painful. It's painful to do that. Literally, they were letting people go and paying them to get rid of those people and like a severance package, but it makes the company better over time. It's not what you thought. You can show up to an estate sale. That's true. Do you know how to herd kittens? I know, right? So apparently I will not be able to handle 7 kids while thrifting, but I still want to try. I will need supervision. I'm going to need an actual parent to go with me so that in case something happens, they can help them. But I'm just saying, maybe I'll go with 6 kids and 1 actual good parent. All jobs have meaning, but some are better at one thing than another. Agreed. So now eBay will suck your tax money because they don't trust seller to pay taxes. I mean, Andrew, do you blame them? Most people are not paying sales tax. I have no issue with that. Take the sales tax first. I want this. Okay, I'm not a political channel, but I do think the VAT tax would work. If we charge a VAT on all products and that actually goes to the government and they actually use that money to help people, that would be fantastic. I don't think that's what would happen. If we put a VAT tax, I think the government would just steal it and put it into the defense budget like they always do. But that would work, right? Because Amazon's not going to pay any taxes. This is actually should be illegal. I don't know why there's not an antitrust. They just take the money and put it into a new horizontal industry, and apparently that's not illegal, and they're not a monopoly because they're taking money from instead of paying taxes, they're going to start a trucking company. Instead of paying taxes, they're going to start a new division. You know what's really funny, guys? Smash the like button if you enjoy this content. But this is really funny to me. Amazon, if Amazon's like, we're going to be UPS, we're going to buy 140,000 trucks and start the post office. And people are like, sounds reasonable. But eBay, Elliott management doesn't even trust eBay to do StubHub and eBay classifieds. eBay can't even be trusted for 2 little mini projects when Amazon has like 1,000 mini projects. Amazon came out with a phone. Amazon has a phone. They're trying to be Netflix. They have Amazon Web Services. They have delivery. They're doing drones. They're doing like every single industry, and people trust Amazon. But eBay tries to do one thing separate, and they get slapped on the hand by Elliott. Like, no, you guys suck. You can only do eBay Marketplace. And I'm like, wow, that is embarrassing. You're like you're the second largest company, and you're not even allowed to do something else. Like, you're that untrusted to do any kind of new thing. But that's just what you get when your marketplace has not been improved in such a long time. What's up, Steve? Thank you for the $1.99 super chat. Everyone follows Rick and Profit. He is the OG and a mentor of mine, so I appreciate Steve. But I can't believe eBay can't be trusted to do anything, and that's because they haven't made marketplace better. It's just mind-blowing. Linda, thank you for the shout out. Everybody smash that like. Yeah, it is a very low like ratio. I'm very disappointed in you guys. Take a second, stop driving, pull over, smash that like button. Amazon runs the world. Amazon is so scary. You guys realize that 140,000 truck order would like be more trucks than UPS has. They would start as like the second biggest company. They could start their own, what's it called? Car dealership. Because that would put them like number 10 in sales. Like I think the number one selling car in the United States is the Ford F-150. It would be like Ford F-150, Amazon trucks. It's amazing. Give the kids a job. True. eBay is not trustworthy. That's embarrassing, guys, that they can't even, like, they really want them to spin off eBay Classifieds and StubHub, but I think both those companies are profitable. But like Amazon Prime Video, Amazon Prime Music, Amazon's phone, I don't think any of these projects are profitable. They're just putting the tax money that they would be paying to the government into a new venture and just avoiding it. That's why I think that there should be taxes on the front end. This is the thing that I agree with whoever is saying that this is a bad thing. That money's probably not going to go to the government, or if it does, it's going to be spent on something stupid. So, kind of an issue. eBay supplies come with a sticker that says that you could register as a reseller. That's funny. Elliott runs eBay now. That might be true. I wonder who the new CEO is going to be. I hope it's not Zuckerberg, but I prefer Zuckerberg and Jeff Bezos over a Wall Street dude. That's just me. Good news, the USA sellers, the postal treaty will go effective. That's true. No more direct shipping from China should change. It should help. What's up, Canuck Gal? You think it's scarier with Jeff Bezos? Yeah, Jeff Bezos is stacked now. Have you guys seen Jeff Bezos recently? He has that new Latina girlfriend who's also, is she married or divorced, separated? I don't know the situation. I'm not into it, but like, oh yeah, this is how disconnected I am. Somebody told me that Shakira and JLo were together, and I thought they were dating. I was like, that is some awesome news, but they're not dating. They're actually just doing the Super Bowl together. So that's way less exciting to me, but I'm just not connected to the news. So I don't know everything that's going on, but I do think that is important. I don't think that, I don't want to be the eBay CEO. I just want to be a consultant. I want to go in there, and if they give me another Yeti mug, I will just spill the beans. But okay, guys, I need to tell you something interesting. eBay is not stupid. All the suggestions I made in the previous video, they already know. Okay, they have a list of stuff. They're just not prioritizing that. eBay is not dumb. All the things that I mentioned, Rally Roots mentioned, all those other channels, they know that. They have a global list of all the things they could work on. They're just choosing not to do that. They chose to prioritize promoted listings, which you can see. In the last 3 years, promoted listings is now on mobile. Do you know how hard that is to add that in? It's probably a nightmare to figure out how promoted listings works, but they prioritize that and it's out. So eBay is not dumb. Stop pretending like eBay doesn't know all these improvements. They're just not prioritizing them. So if Elliott Management comes in and says, stop all this trash, let's make eBay the best website, way more exciting if they were dating. I know, right? I think it would be way more exciting if they were dating. If they were, I would. Also, this is pretty amazing. JLo is 50 years old and Shakira is 40. That's awesome that they still look like that. Maybe it's some some extra work done, but that's amazing. Good for them. Look at them. All right, guys, I'm probably going to call it a day. Thank you so much for joining me. If you guys haven't smashed the like button, that would be very useful. Let me know actually, before I go, let me know in the chat if the stream is good. If it does work, then we can go ahead and use this software and I'll do more live streams. And hopefully if you're in the Bay Area, maybe come do one of these with me, because I feel very, very weird working by myself all day and talking to myself all day. So feeling very, very strange. Have I tried List Perfectly? Yeah, I've tried List Perfectly and I've tried Sellhound. Not a huge fan of Sellhound. It's okay. List Perfectly is better. But again, my software does the same thing. And they just introduced the ending, auto ending thing. So I already had that, but you guys can build your own. The reason why I don't recommend List Perfectly is the recurring charge. I have a free course on that in what's it called? Skillshare. If you guys sign up using my code on Skillshare, you can get my course on how to build a macro for free. That course will teach you how to do what List Perfectly does for free, but it will take you about 10 hours to learn how to program it. So I personally think that learning how to program it was really good for me, because it taught me like step 1, step 2, step 3. Like that kind of process orienting stuff is really, really useful. And I do like that. But I don't like the recurring charge. I'm trying to eliminate recurring charges. I don't want you guys. That's why I made my reseller guide $35. So you just pay for it one time and I just keep updating. Instead of, I would make more money if I had a Facebook group. This is something I'm considering with. I don't do this. I don't like Facebook. I don't support Facebook, but that would be the most profitable thing I can do. I think Rockstar Flipper does a good job. Jason T. Smith does a good job. Probably there's people in the chat that don't like those two people, but I have no problem with Jason, no problem with Rockstar Flipper, and they both they do a good job running a paid Facebook group. I don't have that, but that's a good way to earn money for those of you that are trying to monetize. A paid group earns the most. I'm thinking both those gentlemen do very, very well with those paid groups. But I'm trying to reduce everyone in this that's listening to me, reducing your monthly subscriptions because they add up. Macros are hard, Balta says. Yeah, they are hard. Shout out to Tupac. Oh, $150 a listing. That is expensive. Basic is in Castro Valley. I need help organizing a regular deal. I don't know how to. Okay, this is not even solving the problem. The problem is I spend most of my day by myself. That's the problem. So in order to solve that, we would need to make something called, I'm toying with this idea called the Reseller Collective, where there's like 20 of us who work in the same building. That I would like. If behind me there was a bunch of people that were doing the same thing as me, I wouldn't feel as weird. Philadelphia says the last person is on Facebook. Yeah. That's true. Monthly subscriptions on the Amazon side are a necessary evil. Oh, good. Scott's in the chat. That's true. I agree with that. If you're going to sell on Amazon, you do need the monthly subscriptions. You need a Repriceer. You need an inventory management tool. It's a necessary evil. I'm just trying my best to reduce that for you guys. If Amazon's Repriceer was good enough, I would recommend that. It's just what it is. Also, talking to Scott, there's a way to make a YouTube channel so that the content is sponsored, so you don't have to worry about clickbait. Meaning, like, if Scott and I were paid by Dymo printers they paid us $500 each to make one video talking about something really powerful for reselling, and then we just said this episode is sponsored by Dymo. If we can figure out how to do that, then I can get rid of all this paid crap and say, like, I'll just make the best videos I can. Go buy a Dymo printer right now so I can keep doing that. That would be better. That way people don't have to. It's just less fuzzy that way. But Scott's actually a much bigger channel than mine. I'm not big enough to command that kind of thing. I can't say to him, I already screwed up my first one with Skillshare. They didn't renew, so they only got 10 signups with that video. So guys, this is how YouTube works. So maybe if you guys are interested in starting a YouTube channel, the ways that you properly monetize are AdSense, right? So people pay you ads. Then also sponsored posts are where companies give you the ad and you read it during the presentation, right? So I would say, like, guys, This message is brought to you by Audible. Sign up for the Audible trial in the link below, and you can get 1 free book. I have that, but Audible is not paying me to say that. So I get the affiliate link if you guys sign up for a free book, but I don't get paid to say sign up with Audible. If you get paid to say sign up with Audible and you have AdSense, then you don't have to worry about clickbait. You can just make the best video you can. People will watch it, get their value, and kill it. But I don't really know how to do that. I'm trying to figure out how to do that. I just signed up for FameBit, and I want to hire someone that can find a way to get the sponsorships for us. And there's really only like 30 resellers that are worth listening to on YouTube, in my opinion. So like the 30 of us need to have a monopoly. And you know who it needs to be? This is amazing that it's not. The person that needs to be paying for this content is eBay. Okay, like it's so freaking obvious. If they gave Rally Roots, myself, Rockstar Flipper, Jason T. Smith, Bearded Picker, if they gave us all $500,000 and we're like, just make ridiculous eBay content all year, then eBay would be cool. Because we could make ridiculous stuff. We could crash into a Goodwill with a helicopter, and then people would start talking about eBay online. But they don't do that. They don't spend any money on marketing. They spend money on, did you check eBay? That cost millions of dollars to make that campaign. Did you check eBay? First, check every other website, then check eBay. That's like, it's so crazy to me that eBay is not the person paying for that. Okay, they need to just round all of us up and be like, we own you. Just make eBay content all day so we can catch up to Amazon instead of getting our ass kicked every single day by every single thing being better by Amazon. Come on. It's so frustrating. Okay. Duncan wants me to go 30 minutes more because he has 30 minutes of shipping left. No, Alex, I feel disconnected. That's probably the better word to put. I'm not necessarily lonely. I just feel disconnected. Yeah, they're missing nobody younger knows. It's like, I know that if The Rock and Kevin Hart were to open an eBay store, every single person under 20 years old could open an eBay store. That's really obvious to me. Right? So Elliott Management, if you listen to my videos, just pay the $20 million for The Rock and Kevin Hart to open up an eBay store and sell anything, and it will blow up. Okay? That's like everybody watches those two people. Just pay them. Ford paid them $4 million for one Instagram post, and it was worth it. Yes, StockX opened up that collectibles division today. You guys know that StockX only exists because eBay screwed up the sneaker market. eBay had like 99% of the sneaker market before, and they lost it. You could have made that trash for $450,000. I know, right? That did you check eBay campaign really insults my intelligence. Nobody young watches that commercial and is like, oh, eBay, I forgot about that. No, they're not. It's influencer based. Come on. They should understand that it's influencer based. To make eBay cool, influencers need to use eBay. Every single link in my description below is an Amazon link. That's embarrassing. Gary Vee is on eBay, but he doesn't have enough influence for the mainstream. Gary Vee really only influences entrepreneurs. That's true. eBay is too cheap for them. I don't get it. GTR Chad says, how do you deal with angry negative feedback? Negative feedback is not going to affect your traffic, which is a good thing. Proof of that is there is a gentleman who used to sell fake vintage stuff. So this guy was doing $20,000 a week selling fake goods on eBay, but the companies that were represented are out of business. So there was no IP claims. This is the lowest feedback score I've ever seen, which is like 89%. Do you guys know how hard it is to have 89% feedback rating on eBay? And in order to do that, you have to do a horrible job. And if you look at the feedback, it's like fake, I want my money back, garbage, trash, get this seller off eBay. Like every single feedback is that, and the person is fine. So don't worry so much about a couple of negative feedback. But I would do my best by just bend over backwards a little bit, but some people will take advantage of you depending on what category you're in. So just be careful. And if you guys have had something like that happen to you, gently caress the like button. Um, None of your friends like to shop on eBay because they don't trust it and they're 30. That's a problem. I really like, okay, some people were saying, Chris, I like the 4% penalty for people who suck at selling. I'm okay with that. The problem that I have with it is that it's not transparent on who you're being compared against. But guys, it's time for dinner. Everyone have a great night. Subscribe. Take care.